a lot of people, they enjoyed, it was kind of a comparison to Dredd, I guess. A lot of people enjoyed Dredd because of its kind of gritty realism. Do you have like a rating in mind for the show and kind of how...
3+. The early years.
There'll be lots of songs, lots of dances, lots of bright colours.
Judge Dredd the musical, megacityone, jazz hands, you know.
Well, that's not established yet, but that will depend to a certain extent. I would quite like it to be an R,
right,
you know, quite a hard R, but we don't know.
Right.
Because it hasn't been decided. And one script, you can write a script and then depends what you show on screen as much as what you write about. So it's early days yet.
And story has changed a lot since we've been writing it. And we've got it's not, I mean, there is a team of people that are working on it. And the thing is, the story's gone from one way to another way, sort of thing, where it was like, oh, we're a bit close to the knuckle, but now we're really close to the knuckle, you know?
Yes. And 2000 has always been slightly satirical as well.
Yeah.
And I think that's an important component. We don't want it to be heavy-handed, but I think elements like that, I think, are important to make it grounded in today as well. Make it comment on today's situations.
I mean, that's what it's done throughout. You know, it's 40 years. You know, it's commented on social commentary sort of thing. You know, it's looked at things that are just absurd in real life and things that are just wrong, and then put it into the comic and played around with it. But you know, and it's something that we're looking at in the series as well. You know, you take things that people can relate to, and you use those stories.
Yeah,
you know.
Definitely. So no plans to shy away from.
We're not planning to. Yeah, we're not planning to shy away from anything. If a story needs it, it depends how you put it down on the screen. But it depends how it gets distributed, and you know, a lot of people interested in being part of it. And I guess if they want it one particular way, then we'll have to listen to how they want it. We're not aiming for a kind of young rating, though. You know, we're not specifically writing it for a young audience.
You know.
We're going to try and push things. We want people to be shocked and awed by what we get on screen.
And awe. Nice. Shock and awe.
Some good description.
That is. Yeah, shock and awe with a little bit of laughter.
Yeah.
I think for me anyway, when I heard it was announced, and then when I was looking into the interviews that you've done with other people, and just generally the announcements on a whole, what I think is most encouraging, and this reiterates that, is just the kind of patience you guys have, you know, with the whole thing and the creation, you know, process behind it, and you know, not rushing to announce certain things, you know, just kind of take it in your stride. I think that's massively encouraging, to be honest.
Well, arguably we've announced that we're doing it perhaps a little earlier than many people would, but then we felt it was right to communicate out to the fans and, you know, our audience that we were actually working on it.
And plus you were getting a lot of questions asked when you you know, going around seeing people and stuff like that, and because we had the 40th anniversary for the 2000 AD, and a lot of people were asking you, are you going to be making this? Are you going to be
There's only so many times when somebody says, why aren't you doing this? And you're thinking to yourself, we are, but I haven't said anything yet. And I was like, well, that's a really clever idea. Why hadn't we thought of that 6 months ago and got people in to do it? But you see, you have to be kind of careful. I mean, people's enthusiasm is infectious and very positive, and it's great to behold. But sometimes you just can't tell people things that you want to tell them, and as a fan myself, I find that I know how frustrating that is, being on the other side of the curtain that is what we've got. But it's just the way it has to be, because we've got to parcel out information to people. We've got a long way to go. We don't want people thinking, why aren't they telling us everything now? Because we can't.
And you know, it's like I've had friends that have taken me off Facebook because I didn't tell them that I was working on this. You know, and the thing is that it's the toughest part, isn't it? Because literally, when we announced it, emails went like this, and it was like, right, I want to be involved in this. Can I get in there? Blah, blah. And it was like, oh, you know, there's a lot to intake.
Literally hundreds, if not thousands, of people have contacted us being involved, and they're all going into a database, and we'll access people.
In fact, you can go to our website, and there's actually 2 links. If you're an actor, send your stuff to that link, and if you want to work on it, actually in production, and you work in production, you can send it to the other link. So you just have to go to our website.
We've got a lot of people. It'd be great to put together teams of people that are enthusiastic about this project, which is what we're hoping to do.
Yeah, but it has been tough. like just keeping quiet. Even now, we just literally, we go, can we tell them about that? We talked about it earlier, and we go, should we tell them about this? No, we can't. Not yet, because we're under sort of like we're not allowed to.
We're under mutually imposed non-disclosure agreement. Yeah, we could tell you, but you know, we ought not to, just for sanity's sake.
Yeah. And it's really tough.
and also, a lot of the things we haven't actually decided yet.
Yeah.
So it's still in flux. As I said, if we say one thing and then we change our minds, that just looks inefficient. But it's how the creative process works.
So, I mean, obviously, you guys are UK based, but you're partnered with North American.
I Am Global.
I Am Global. Are you handling everything? Because I mean, I've read somewhere that you are planning to shoot it in the UK, and basically everything was supposed to be in-house. I mean, is that very much? Yeah,
as much as we possibly can. We want to shoot it in-house. We want to shoot it locally because it's just more convenient. And we're looking at how we do that, what we put together.
And by locally, because a lot of people have mentioned that we're going to be doing it in Oxford, like in the streets of Oxford. No, by locally, we mean we're not going to have like a Morse-esque type Judge Dredd series. It's wandering through the cannons of all the buildings.
You mean one of the sectors in Megacityone isn't built as an exact copy of early 21st century
We're not going to be
Oxford.
filming it like on the streets of Oxford, but we're studio based. It's going to be built in studios, locations we're looking at and stuff like that. Our main headquarters, yes, is here, but obviously when we set up, we'll be moving around all over the place.
What I mean by that is we're not going to be filming this in Prague or South Africa or anywhere like that. There might be sequences we have to. If we need a big outdoor desert scene, then we might need to go somewhere. Or if we need to set it on the moon, we might need to go to the moon. There are things that we practically can't get in Oxford. There isn't a desert in Oxfordshire, is there? Or southern England?
I think, it's called Bournemouth, isn't it?
That's true. The beaches, they're a bit different.
Got beautiful beaches in Bournemouth.
Yeah.
And if anybody watching from Bournemouth wants to send me some sand.
You're going to call out to the Bournemouth Massive.
Send me a stick of rock or something like that. That would really make my day. But I mean, look, it's important. Nothing that we're doing is everything. So I should say everything that we are doing. It's not like we're not thinking about where we're going to be setting up, what we're going to be building and stuff like that. Everything has to be. We've wanted it to be a UK production from the beginning, because one, we're very proud of the place that we live in, and secondly, we'd love to do a production where it involves a lot of UK crew, because believe it or not, I still think some of the UK like not massive, like crew. When I say crew, I mean like production crew. Are really a great inventive people, and we've had a history of American film crews coming into England to work with our teams. A lot of the major movies have been shot over here, and it'd be really nice to put something back into something that we believe very strongly in.
In terms of like episode length, do you guys have in mind?
Yeah.
Are you able to say?
Well, I don't think we can. I mean, it'll be a TV hour, won't it? Yeah.
You're looking at a standard length like Games of Thrones or something.
Okay, all right, perfect. And again, you're probably not going to be able to say this.
Well, you can ask.
Yeah, I know. A lot of people's concerns was that it may become like a procedural.
You mean it just sort of generates itself?
No.
That's a computer games joke. I like that.
Didn't you? Yeah. You mean it's going to be all cop-based?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Well, judges are cops at the end of the day, and it's not going to be like. Like each week they're solving different murders.
Yeah, I think that's mainly what it's not that.
There's going to be some sort of cop element to it, because at the end of the day they're cops.
Yeah. It's going to feature crime. Yeah, definitely there'll be crime.
But the comics have featured crime forever. It's not like they're going to be sort of like getting up in the morning, drinking their coffee, and go, "Come on, we got to hit the streets, Joe." So I said Joe. He may or may not be in it.
He may or may not be drinking coffee.
Yeah, he may not be drinking coffee. It's illegal.
Synthicaf.
Synthicaf, yeah.
Is it Synthicaf?
Yeah, no, Synthicaf.
Yeah, because Synthicaf was addictive.
Exactly, yeah. So they've banned it, didn't they?
So it is not going to be a police procedural set in the future. Yeah. There may be components of police procedural in it.
Police precinct.
Yeah. So, but some of them may be traditional crimes, but maybe with a future twist. Some of them may be completely out there, outlandish crimes. Yeah. But it isn't all about crimes. Yeah. So much like the comic book sometimes features criminal murder and all sorts, because they're part of sort of human nature and human passions, but it also features mad stuff. I always think Stooky Glanding in particular, or chump dumping.
Yeah, chump dumping, or the other one where the blobs.
Oh, the blobs, the heists, the blob heists.
Yeah, which is brilliant.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was a lot of people's concerns. It would just become like a murder of the week kind of thing. But
Yep, their concerns are unfounded.
Good. Going back to kind of the hard R that you potentially would want, or that you're not shying away from, do you have? I mean, when it was announced, everyone went Netflix. It's got to be on Netflix. Do you have anything in mind that you're looking towards doing? Are you?
Well, there's lots of different people that could get involved, and that's very much I Am Global's, Mark Stern and his talented team to sort of find the right home for it. Obviously, if it's on Netflix, it'll have to conform to Netflix's kind of rules.
Or if it's
AMC,
or
HBO. If it's on the BBC.
No.
Yeah. We don't know. They may be part of the mix. It'd be nice.
Who knows?
Yeah, we don't know.
Who knows?
But the distribution partner that we work with, or distribution partners, will obviously have an influence on certain aspects of it. And I believe you have to sort of sometimes edit things differently for different parts of the world as well.
Like this video.
Okay. Well, I'm going to do kind of just because you're talking about time and things. I'll do some kind of quick fire questions then.
Go for it.
Will the helmet come off?
No.
Favourite thing about the character from each of you?
Which one?
Dredd.
Oh, okay.
That's what most people will kind of.
What's your favourite part about Dredd?
My favourite part about Dredd is that he is quite an. What's the right word to use? He's almost like a warrior with a very solid strength of purpose and character, which he focuses on entirely to the detriment of other aspects of his. Well, he suppresses other aspects of his emotional development as a result of his mission in life.
Even though Dredd's not my favourite character, I would say that, but I do like his unflinching, undying respect for what he does. He's a man of the law, and no matter what, the law takes precedence.
So you've just announced the Rogue Trooper game's coming back.
Yes.
Any plans for a Dredd game?
Ooh.
Well, we haven't announced anything. We've got plans in process to look at that. Once we have a little bit more certainty on the timing of the TV show, then that means that we kind of know where the sweet spot for making another Dredd game would be. But at the moment, we're very busy with the Sniper Elite series and Rogue Trooper Redux and Strange Brigade, which is a new IP.
Yeah.
So we have 200 full-time members of staff working and making computer games, and we're absolutely chock-a-block. We don't have any more space for anybody else. So, but yeah, I'd like to think there'll be another Dredd-based, or Megacityone based, probably more like Megacityone based game in the future.
Yeah, I mean, I enjoyed the Judge Dredd versus Judge Death when that came out. It was fantastic.
Long time ago, but yeah.
Yeah. The graphics nowadays.
It's a little creaky. It was some interesting game mechanics in there as well about arresting people and cuffing them.
I will say, there's
unlicensed goldfish.
There's actually a character there that is in the series as well.
Oh, is there?
Oh, there you go.
And it's not who you think it is.
Yeah.
But he's in there.
So, I mean, obviously, a lot of my kind of subscribers and stuff are, heavy into Aliens and Predator and all of that.
Yeah.
You guys have worked. Rebellion has worked heavily on those properties in the past. Any plans for that at all?
Arguably we created the Aliens vs Predator franchise by doing that first one on Atari Jaguar. It's owned by Fox. Yeah. Fox have got their own plans. I have no idea what they are. Fox haven't asked us to do anything with their IP. Even if they were to ask us, we've got quite a lot of our own stuff. Would you prefer another Aliens vs Predator game, or would you prefer a Judge Dredd game?
Judge Dredd.
All right.
To be honest,
there you go.
Genuinely, I would.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, that franchise was wonderful for us. Working with Colonial Marines, getting source material, access to the original sound files and stuff was brilliant. But those are the days when we were doing work for hire. We were working for other people and making games for them. We're not doing that anymore. We make games for ourselves. So, if we were to do something, we'd do it in partnership with Fox.
Yeah. Okay. Right. Well, yeah. I mean, I had to ask. So it's good.
Sure.
It's good to know.
Yeah.
Any news on Karl Urban? Because that's on everyone's lips. Absolutely everyone.
What I am tending to say in circumstances when I am asked that question is that Karl and I have long conversations about all sorts of things. It's early days yet. Karl is incredibly busy film star. He works on some really big franchises. Yeah. We would love to work with him on this project, but we've got to make sure that he's got enough time, that he's available, that the deal's right, get him, if he was to be got on board, it will be done in the right kind of way. So dialogue is happening. And it was been happening for a while, and we continue to talk with him and his team of people, and we'd love him to be on board. Whether he can do it or not is up to him, and only he knows his schedule. I don't know how many other big movie franchises he's involved with. So this is a big project. What we can't afford to do is have somebody who can't provide the time we need. So there's obviously lots of conversations to be had there. So
ideally, we would, it would be great, wouldn't it?
Yeah, ideally we'd like to have him on board, and I think it is quite likely, but there's nothing confirmed yet.
Yeah, and is that safe to assume that you would want him to reprise the role?
I think so. Well, there was that on Mrs. Gunderson.
Yeah, there's Mrs. Gunderson. Absolutely.
It's really hard finding someone for Mrs. Gunderson.
Third recyc engineer. We thought he would probably be.
I mean, the fans really haven't come across as sort of wanting him involved in it. So, and especially to reprise the role. So we thought, let's get him back in as Mrs. Gunderson.
Karl's great sport, and we would have to lean on his talents if he was to come on board, which we hope he will. And he'd be very, very important to the TV show. Yeah,
but if you want an exclusive, that's pretty exclusive. But exclusive, we are looking at the bikes.
Are you?
Yeah. The bikes are very important.
That's really important to us.
They get a lot of really massive critique.
Yeah.
Like a lot of critique.
Yeah. I mean, and we have broken those bikes down.
Vehicles are important to us.
Yeah.
I mean, we've looked at every aspect of those vehicles, weapons, costumes, all the outfits, the way the helmets are put together, and we have literally broken those down piece by piece and then gone, right, if we're going to construct the perfect bike,
what can we do? How
do we build it?
What would work practically?
A practical one is basically what you're looking at.
Yeah.
Okay, wow.
Yeah.
That's good.
If I don't have one of those in my garage, and I have said, don't tell him, I have said that I'm going to steal a helmet when they're made. I think I told you that
I didn't hear that. What did you say?
I think one of the conversations we had was that Judge Dredd helmet in a cabinet, I will steal it one day. Or I will nick one from set. But then a whole host of people have said to me, if they ever get to work on it, they will steal stuff. And
There's a lot of theft
going on.
That's not very appropriate for a thing all about justice in the future.
No,
but there you go.
exactly. But the things, the thing is, we've looked and we've been very, like we said from the beginning, it's all about being true to the comic and creating something that if we can practically recreate that and try and build it, it's important to us.
Wow, yeah. So T-shirt.
Yes.
San Diego.
San Diego. This is limited edition. San Diego Comic Con. If you want it, go to our store now. You can only get it at San Diego.
Yeah, very limited.
Are you going then?
I'd like to go. I've got to convince someone it's worth sending me out there.
I didn't hear that either. I'm suddenly going very deaf.
He's going to be deaf in that ear. But anyway, so yeah, if you want this, pop on the website.
It's a very cool T-shirt.
It's an awesome T-shirt, and I've got the only one in the company.
Yeah.
But yeah, go to the store. In fact, also, if you want any information about what's going on project-wise, jump onto our website. There's a whole link area there where you can jump onto, send your casting tapes and send in your CVs if your TV film crew and stuff like that, and you want to get involved. Put it in there. We're not ignoring people.
Well,
we get it all the time.
I'll put that all in the description box, as people say it all the time. So it'll all be down there as well.
That's smashing.
So anyone that watches this can actually go and check it out. Thank you very much for your time.
No, thank you.
That's our pleasure. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming.
Cheers.
Cheers.